What's going on, Pathways Church? I'm Jake Collins, your middle school pastor, and I'm excited to join you this week for our daily dose. This week, we're doing something a little different. We're looking at 5 principles and practices associated with different apps and exploring how we can apply them to our personal walks with God. About a year ago, I was flying from Cincinnati back to my home in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I got stuck in New York City overnight. I learned a lot of lessons on this trip, but one thing that came from it was that I used Uber for the first time. I was blown away by how smooth it was, even in a city as confusing as New York. You put in your pickup spot and your destination, and the driver takes care of the rest. In my case, my driver was a professional at the streets of New York City, and he knew all the ins and outs of how to get me where I needed to go. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not rely on your own understanding. In all your ways, know him, and he will make your paths straight." What if I had gotten into that Uber and immediately started arguing with the driver, somehow thinking that I knew the city better than him? This is kind of like what we find ourselves doing with God. We think that we somehow know best. We spend our time trying to know the map when we should be trying to get to know the map maker. Life is much more complicated than a 15-minute trip across New York City. There are going to be obstacles and delays, seasons of waiting and seasons of chaos. Sometimes all we can do is trust the one who has promised to get us where we need to go. That's all for today. Join me back here tomorrow for another Daily Dose.